Hello everyone, this is Scott Caruso from Java 2 1308 here with my week 1 reflection video. Before we get into the code and the application itself, let's talk a little bit about how this week actually went. I think this week went very well, and actually I was really glad to learn about services and how they work, because I think they make a little bit more sense to me than the async tasks did. The async tasks seemed very one-dimensional, where the services feel very versatile, that I can use them for a number of different things. Originally, when I started working on this project in Java 1, I was doing a read-write to a cloud service. However, I was really having a hard time getting the post data to work with the async service, and I already feel like the services themselves will help with that and be able to get me the response data I need to really be able to debug that and make that work well. So I already see some benefit in the services that I didn't have from async. And though I still feel like I did at the end of Java 1, that because I know Objective-C significantly better, I'm more comfortable with that, and I'd still rather be using that. I do feel a little bit better about Java now, and I can see what we're building towards and where I could potentially start to really appreciate the language even more. I think one thing that could probably use a little more clarification, however, from this week's assignment is how the intents and how the services can create memory leaks. There was that brief assignment posted this week. However, I don't know that it really helped explain why those would occur and how to avoid them. So I'd really like to dig into that a little bit more to really understand them. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the application and what I built. If you watched any of my Java 1 videos, you're already familiar with this application. It's called MyGov. It retrieves a list of politicians for you and lets you save them and gives you some information about those politicians. Obviously, the biggest new feature is the services, which you can't necessarily see working just by using the application. But there's another smaller feature that I've added that I think is really important. When you do a search, the keyboard now dismisses itself. It didn't dismiss before. And you can see it's pulling in a lot of information. You can see this large string that it pulls in. It's turning the string into a JSON object in a JSON array, and it gives you politicians that you can pick from. Another small new feature that it does is it actually informs you that if you want to choose a different politician, to click the name in the spinner view there up above. Apparently, it was not clear to some users that you could actually switch politicians via this spinner. So that I feel will help matters along as well. Saving to favorites still exists and works properly. Retrieving favorites still exists, and removing favorites all still exist as originally intended. I think one thing that I'd really like to improve upon with my code going forward, and if I have the time to refactor I will, is this back button that you see right here in the top left. When you click that, it doesn't really take you back a screen. What it does is it completely regenerates the main menu elements, so the code is really blocky. Really, there's a lot of what I feel is extraneous code, I guess you could say, that doesn't necessarily need to be there. I'm just going to turn off my wireless real quick so you can see that the application also correctly handles not being connected to the network. If you try to do a search, you actually get a warning that says there's no connection to the internet. You can try again later, or just view saved politicians, which you can do from here. So that was week 1. That's my application. Hope everyone else had a good week 1, and I'll talk to you again for week 2.